Accidents during stunts or adventurous activities are not new, but some incidents are so shocking and gruesome that they leave a deep imprint on society's memory. One such harrowing incident occurred in June 2009 in Beirut, Lebanon, and has since been referred to online as the split-face diving accident. The location of this tragic incident was the Al Rasha section of the Menara Promenade, a well-known stretch along Beirut's seaside. Situated directly across from the American University of Beirut, it's a place long popular with locals, especially thrill-seeking teenagers and young men who regularly dive off the concrete ledges into the Mediterranean Sea below. Despite being unofficially discouraged by authorities, this spot remained a magnet for daring divers, much like the Golden Gate Bridge in San Francisco, which is known both for breathtaking views, yet equally notorious for the countless souls who've chosen it as the place to end their silent battles. In Beirut, the risk was compounded by the fact that the promenade stood over 40 feet above sea level, and the area below was partially obstructed by a concrete fishing platform, with sharp, exposed steel casings due to erosion. On an otherwise normal summer afternoon in the second week of June 2009, two brothers, aged around 16, were performing diving stunts off the Menara Promenade. The elder brother completed his dive successfully, cheered on by a small crowd and a girl who happened to be filming the scene with her Nokia cell phone, typical of the time before high-resolution smartphone cameras. Then came the younger brother's turn. As he prepared for his dive, tragedy struck. He slipped just as he pushed off the ledge. Instead of entering the ocean, he veered off course and plunged face first onto the concrete fishing platform below, a fall of over 40 feet. A horrifying impact followed. Eyewitnesses screamed as the boy's face slammed into the edge of the platform, possibly onto the jagged steel casing. His body then rolled off into the water. Moments later, the sea around him turned an alarming shade of red. Eyewitness videos and first-hand reports noted that within minutes, the ocean for several yards around was tinged with red. The scene quickly turned to panic. Girls could be heard screaming in Arabic, calling for help. "Oh my God, someone call the civil defense," one shouted. Boats and swimmers rushed to assist, pulling the boy out of the crimson water. Bystanders described the blood as unrealistically red, leading to debates online about the video's authenticity. However, as many medical experts have noted, blood diffused in water can appear exaggerated due to dilution and how light interacts with it. The next scene, also filmed via cell phone, shifts to the brightly lit emergency room of the nearby American University Hospital, only a quarter-mile from the promenade. Here, the teenager is still alive. Miraculously, he is conscious, breathing, and visibly terrified. His injury is ghastly. His face is vertically split in two, from forehead down to chin. His tongue twitches, and his eyes dart around, possibly unaware of the full extent of his wounds. Doctors and nurses in Lebanese Arabic frantically try to assess the damage. One physician can be heard saying, "Where do I begin?" repeatedly. At one point, the doctor gently holds the two halves of the boy's face together, seemingly trying to protect the airway. Though intubated, the boy is not on a ventilator. There are no signs of C-spine precautions, pulse oximeters, or advanced monitoring, fueling skepticism among Western audiences. But those familiar with developing world hospital settings argue that such emergency rooms often lack the resources of their Western counterparts. Family members present during emergency treatment and cell phone filming are also common in many parts of the Arab world. A common argument is that such a video could not have been recorded inside a legitimate medical facility. It's true that operating rooms require sterile environments and prohibit non-essential personnel. However, this incident reportedly took place in an emergency room, where protocols are different. In countries like Lebanon, it's not uncommon for family members or even emergency room staff to film medical emergencies using cell phones. While many assume that filming is universally forbidden in medical contexts, cultural norms vary, and in some places, this kind of footage is both possible and permissible. Soon after the videos went viral, many skeptics began claiming the footage was fake. Some theories suggested the hospital scene showed a failed attempt to take their own life using a 9mm handgun or even a shotgun blast. Others suggested it came from Saudi Arabia or Israel. However, several factors debunk these claims. The dialect spoken by the hospital staff is clearly Lebanese Arabic, not Saudi or Israeli Arabic. The female staff wear modest attire, but not full abayas or niqabs, which are mandatory in strict Saudi hospitals. A longer version of the video, since deleted, captured the doctors discussing how the victim had hit a rock, aligning with the dive narrative. Eyewitnesses and Lebanese residents, including those present at the scene, confirmed that the accident occurred at Manara Promenade and was reported in the local Arabic press. Some sources claim the video was originally shot using a Nokia 7380, a luxury phone released in the mid-2000s. This device had extremely limited video capabilities by today's standards, which may explain the grainy quality and unusual framing. In South Korea, this video first became popular around 2009 to 2011. At that time, there were not many rules to stop people from sharing scary or violent videos on personal websites. So this video spread quickly among teenagers across the country. Watching this video became like a test of courage for many students. They watched and shared it on school computers, which caused a lot of mental stress for some students. Doctors who watched the video said this should have happened right away, calming the patient with medicine, keeping their neck still, making a small cut in the throat to help them breathe, doing brain scans to check for injury, and doing surgery in steps, first fixing the bones, then the soft parts. However, given the circumstances, the focus was on keeping the boy alive. Despite efforts, he succumbed to his injuries 2 days later in the ICU. The primary cause of death was internal bleeding in the brain and a spinal fracture. It's a testament to the resilience of the human body that he even survived the initial trauma. It's important to know how the face and head are connected when talking about injuries. The main arteries that bring blood to the brain, like the carotid artery, run along the neck up to the base of the skull. If someone's face is cut, it doesn't always mean there will be a lot of bleeding, unless a big artery is cut. Medical cases show that people with serious face injuries can survive without heavy bleeding. So if you don't see a lot of blood in a video, it doesn't mean it's fake. It can still be a real injury. After the tragedy, Beirut officials reportedly installed fencing along the diving area, yet, in an almost symbolic gesture of youthful defiance, the fence was soon bent and trampled by young men determined to continue diving. Some now take a running start to clear both the fence and the platform, unaware or unbothered by the gruesome precedent set in 2009. The split-face diving incident is remembered as one of the most visually disturbing and tragic urban accidents ever captured on cell phone. It sparked debates about thrill-seeking behavior, medical infrastructure in developing countries, and ethics of filming during emergencies. Despite rumors and controversies, the incident holds strong in Beirut's urban memory. Locals raised money for the deceased teen's family, and the story serves as a grim cautionary tale for adventurous youth. Online, the video continues to circulate in different forms, often repackaged under titles like "Worst Diving Accident" or "Jump Accident." This tragic event reminds us that the thrill of adventure can come with devastating consequences. beyond the shock and horror lies a deeper lesson about the risks we take, the value of safety measures, and the fragile line between courage and tragedy.